All right, let's make this homemade bread. You have about 6 cups of all-purpose flour. Of course, you can feel free to use bread flour. I'm using a cup of 3/4 cups to a cup of sugar. A teaspoon of salt, just because you have to balance your flavors out. Okay. I also have some dry milk I'm going to be adding into this, and I'm about to add in probably about a 1/4 cup of dry milk. Okay, 1/4 cup of dry milk. Just a little bit more. Okay. I have 2 packs of instant yeast. So we're just going to add our instant yeast. Okay. And that's 2 cups. I mean 2 packets. I'm sorry. Make sure I get it all out. We don't want to leave no soldier behind. Hey guys, hope your day's going well. Yes, we got it all out. Okay. So what we're going to do, we're just going to mix all this together. Make sure it's incorporated, totally incorporated, okay? So we're going to mix all that together like that. Just like that. So now that all our dry ingredients are combined completely, we are going to add a little bit of yogurt. This is Greek yogurt, guys. Now let's say about a 1/2 cup of Greek yogurt. Okay. As well as a stick of butter. You can use a stick of butter or margarine or Crisco. You know, when I was coming up, they used a lot of Crisco and lard. That's how my grandparents used to make their bread. All right, so we're just gonna, before we get our hands dirty, guys. Okay. We're also gonna add a little bit of water to get this going. But before we mix our water, I'm going to crack an egg right in the middle of my bowl and mix it. Okay. 1 egg. You can use 1 to 2 eggs, okay? Whatever you desire. Wash my hands. The eggs run on my hands. Let's dry our hands off. All right. So you can use a fork and just make sure your egg is fully beaten. Okay. And although I added my stick of butter, I'm going to add some oil. We don't want a dry bread. Okay. So we're just going to start to combine this together. Okay. And add some more water to help bring that together. Okay, we're just gonna get rid of the spoon and then try to bring this together in a ball before we begin to knead this. Okay, and try to get up all your dry ingredients from. Okay. And as you can see, this is a little loose, so we're going to add some flour to this. Okay. If it's too loose, you just add some more flour. What we're trying to do is incorporate everything and bring it into a ball. Okay? Trust me, it'll get there. You know, we on the island, we island girls know how to make it do what it do, okay? Still a little sticky, a little too sticky for my likings. So I'm going to add a little more flour. Okay. And then we're going to empty this out on the mat. And knead this. Okay. Knead this for a good 5 to 10 minutes. Okay, before we allow it to rest and rise. Okay. I'm using a little bit more flour than I would like, but we're going to make this work. Because I didn't realize I put so much liquid. Oh, there we go. Into this dough. Okay. We're just going to let this come out on our mat. Okay. I don't have a bread mixer. So we're going to make it do what it do, okay? It's a dirty work, but somebody have to do it, right? But I tell you one thing, it smells amazing. The yeast and all that stuff. We're going to sprinkle some on our mat. Guys, and to be honest, I love homemade bread, but I'm not a bread maker. But I just felt like some homemade bread, and I'm just going by remembrance what I saw my grandmother and my mom do when I was little. Okay. Neighbors, as you can see, my dough, because I added the Greek yogurt and eggs and butter into this, my dough is a little sticky, but that's okay. That just means that it's going to come out more of a brioche bread texture. So I have a grease bowl, just with a tad bit of oil, and I'm going to put my dough in my bowl so that it can rise. Okay, as you can see, I am about to put this dough in the refrigerator because, like I said, it's more of a brioche bread texture, and that's fine. Okay?
Okay, neighbors, now that our bread has doubled in size, we will section this bread off, actually the dough off, and begin to form them into loaves and put into our pan. Do not forget to put some bench flour on your mat, okay? So let's section this bread off. We're going to roll these into the rolls or loaves and put in our pan. What I did not use is a parchment paper, so my bread came out a little darker than the norm at the bottom, but feel free to put a greased parchment paper in your pan so your bread will not brown too much at the bottom, okay? So let's section these off, and we will put it in a 350-degree oven.
Okay, neighbors, my bread has cooled down. Okay, you should listen. That's how we know our bread is done. So we're just gonna slice this to see what it looks like inside. This bread is so nice and hot. Look. So soft. Let's taste. Neighbors, this bread is absolutely delicious. I hope you go ahead and try this recipe. Until next time, neighbors, stay safe and be blessed. Bye now.